Transport yourself into the most spectacular royal residence ever constructed by human hands, where gleaming marble corridors stretch beneath dazzling crystal fixtures, and silk tapestries worth entire nations adorn every surface. But then, breathe deeply. That putrid aroma, powerful enough to murder an entire rose garden from 30 feet away? That's the shocking reality of 17th century Versailles, where beneath layers of glittering opulence lived hygiene practices so appalling they'll make you worship your daily shower. Today we're revealing the 5 most disgusting personal habits of French noblewomen, and what's coming will leave you speechless. Beginning with our 5th most nauseating practice, the absolute prohibition against bathing. Picture an angelic marquise gliding through grand salons draped in flowing emerald silk, her neck adorned with pearls like captured moonbeams. Yet watch carefully as she removes her spotless ivory gloves, exposing hands and fingernails so blackened with filth they could belong to a chimney sweep after years of labor. What if I told you that Europe's most ethereal beauties spent entire seasons without a single drop of water touching their skin? Throughout Louis XIV's glorious era, bathing wasn't merely discouraged, it was viewed as murderous. The period's most educated physicians absolutely believed that hot water turned your pores into doorways for lethal diseases. These medical authorities proclaimed that soaking in warm baths allowed deadly contagions to penetrate your flesh. Meanwhile, church leaders thundered that cleansing your body constituted a sinful display of pride that invited demonic corruption. These noble ladies confronted an unbearable paradox. Society required them to represent flawless feminine grace, yet the fundamental act of washing was strictly forbidden. Rather than cleansing baths, they turned to desperate alternatives, moistening tiny rags with harsh spirits, acidic vinegar, or even their own saliva to scrub away months of accumulated grime. When occasional bathing occurred, it became nightmarish family rituals. Multiple household members shared the same murky tub, with men demanding first privileges. Women entered these polluted waters last, immersing themselves in tepid liquid contaminated with soap scum and unspeakable residue from previous bathers. The consequences were devastating. International guests consistently complained about the overpowering stench saturating Versailles' hallways, a revolting blend of ancient sweat, cloying perfumes, and rancid fabric decay. These remarkable women compensated by saturating themselves in increasingly powerful fragrances, becoming walking scent bombs detectable from extraordinary distances. But if rejecting baths sounds horrible, just wait until you learn about their restroom nightmare. Number 4 reveals an architectural nightmare so ridiculous it defies human logic. Visualize a massive palace boasting 800 sumptuous chambers, hosting countless aristocratic guests yearly, yet containing practically no working restrooms. How does one maintain royal elegance when Europe's most opulent mansion offers zero bathroom privacy? During the zenith of French aristocratic society, from 1660 to 1715, Versailles stood as humanity's greatest engineering triumph. This magnificent testament to royal power astounded world leaders with its stunning mirrored galleries and invaluable masterpieces. Yet incredibly, the genius architects who designed these extraordinary spaces entirely ignored humanity's most basic sanitation requirements. Noble ladies faced unimaginable social predicaments. These sophisticated women, wrapped in fabrics costing kingdoms and decorated with rare jewels, were forced to depend on tiny porcelain bowls hidden beneath luxurious beds or concealed behind priceless wall hangings. During marathon court presentations lasting entire days, panicked ladies would gracefully withdraw, then desperately hunt for the nearest hidden vessel. The elimination process was utterly barbaric. Household staff would recklessly dump these receptacles straight through open windows, completely disregarding distinguished diplomats strolling the pristine gardens below. Foreign representatives routinely reported being splashed with human excrement while negotiating vital international agreements in supposedly refined courtyards. Conditions deteriorated catastrophically when desperate nobles began transforming palace corridors into makeshift restrooms. Envision graceful duchesses delicately raising their costly gowns, not to display beautiful needlework, but to sidestep human waste littering the same hallways where world-changing documents were signed. By 1715, royal desperation reached such extreme levels that King Louis issued an unprecedented mandate. Palace walkways would undergo weekly sanitation. Not daily cleaning, not event-based maintenance, just weekly scrubbing. This constituted a monumental advancement in court hygiene protocols. These incredible women mastered amazing survival methods, navigating contaminated passages with swan-like elegance while perpetually adjusting their elaborate gowns to avoid the worst filth. The breathtaking contradiction persisted. Humanity's most gorgeous structure treated elementary human sanitation as a trivial concern. But if deficient restroom facilities seemed disgusting, brace yourself for the creatures inhabiting their towering hairdos. At number 3, we enter a realm so revolting it transforms beauty into biological horror. Picture miniature warships sailing atop cascading waves of powdered ringlets, while thousands of invisible passengers establish permanent colonies beneath the surface. What occurs when your elaborate hairstyle evolves into a thriving living ecosystem? From 1670 through 1780, during the pinnacle of ornate hair artistry, Versailles' beauty salons resembled engineering workshops more than grooming chambers. This fashion-obsessed court possessed zero comprehension of parasitic creatures, creating perfect conditions for biological catastrophe. Court ladies became willing martyrs to style, while master hairdressers functioned as architectural geniuses constructing towering hair monuments. But the true rulers of these elaborate creations were tiny, blood-sucking creatures who established permanent residence within these magnificent structures. Fashion dictated that hairstyles reach impossible heights, yet practical reality meant these constructions became parasite hotels. Social expectations forbade abandoning these styles, despite the unbearable discomfort they caused. The construction process was elaborate. Craftsmen installed wire scaffolding, layered horsehair padding, then slathered everything with rancid animal fat pomade. These greasy, warm environments became paradise for lice colonies, who multiplied exponentially within the towering structures. Desperate ladies commissioned ornate silver-scratching claws for discreet relief during social gatherings. The situation reached peak absurdity during formal dinner parties, where elegant duchesses would pause between wine sips to delicately rake their infested scalps with jeweled instruments. These hairstyles literally became homes for entire lice families spanning multiple generations. These extraordinary women accepted excruciating discomfort as the price of fashion, transforming scratching tools into fashionable accessories displayed proudly at social events. The tragic irony was overwhelming. Elaborate crowns designed to showcase feminine beauty became prisons of constant torment. These silver claws represented the perfect metaphor for court life. Elegant solutions to disgusting problems created by society's impossible beauty standards. The heartbreaking reality was that these women endured literal infestations to maintain their social standing, their magnificent hairstyles serving as both crowns and torture devices. But if living creatures in your hair seems horrifying, wait until you discover what contaminated their dinner plates. Number 2 exposes a culinary catastrophe so stomach-churning it redefines the meaning of fine dining. Imagine raw sewage flooding directly into Queen Marie Antoinette's personal cooking chambers, contaminating ingredients destined for royal consumption. How does one maintain aristocratic composure while consuming meals potentially poisoned with human excrement? Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, Versailles' royal kitchens operated in nightmarish conditions that would horrify modern health inspectors. These elaborate food preparation areas, dining chambers, and storage facilities existed in a pre-refrigeration world where catastrophic plumbing failures and rampant pest infestations created perfect conditions for widespread contamination. Royal chefs struggled heroically to produce quality cuisine under impossible circumstances, while court ladies were expected to consume their meals with perfect grace despite experiencing constant stomach ailments. Even the mighty Sun King Louis XIV couldn't escape these conditions. He famously expelled a 6-inch tapeworm, proving that no one was immune to contaminated food. The fundamental problem was systemic. Broken sewage systems regularly flooded cooking areas with toxic wastewater, while complete ignorance about food contamination meant cooks unknowingly served deadly meals. Social protocols demanded that ladies appear to enjoy potentially lethal cuisine during elaborate dinner performances. Kitchen contamination reached horrifying levels when wastewater invaded food preparation spaces, while absent preservation methods meant ingredients spoiled rapidly. Armies of rodents and insects infested storage areas, yet meals continued being served to the highest ranks of European society. The shocking climax came when gastrointestinal diseases became so widespread that chronic illness was simply expected among courtiers. These brave women endured excruciating stomach problems in complete silence to maintain their social facades, treating dangerous sickness as normal parts of aristocratic life. Golden serving plates concealed poisonous contents, while elegant dining tables sat directly above reeking sewage pipes. The ultimate irony, Europe's most sophisticated cuisine was literally built on a foundation of human waste. These women sacrificed their health for social appearances, accepting contaminated food as the price of maintaining their status. But even poisoned meals pale compared to our final, most traumatic revelation. Number 1 reveals the most shocking violation of human dignity in royal history. Picture Marie Antoinette collapsing unconscious from stifling heat and overwhelming crowd pressure during the agonizing moments of childbirth. What could possibly be more traumatic than delivering a baby? Delivering that baby in front of a packed theater audience, watching your every scream. Throughout every royal birth during this period, delivery chambers transformed into theatrical venues crammed with spectators. The most intimate human experience became a public performance, where a woman's most vulnerable moment was treated as entertainment for court observers. Queen Marie-Thérèse endured these humiliating public spectacles with stoic grace, while Marie Antoinette literally fainted from the oppressive conditions and crushing crowd pressure during her deliveries. Hundreds of courtiers, priests, doctors, and noble observers packed these rooms like vultures, creating suffocating atmospheres that endangered both mother and child. The fundamental conflict was devastating. The most private human experience became completely public to prevent political scandals. Royal succession required witnesses to ensure no baby swapping occurred, forcing women to sacrifice personal dignity for dynastic security. Delivery rooms resembled amphitheaters more than medical facilities, packed with sweating observers generating oppressive heat. Laboring mothers endured excruciating pain while performing for audiences, with unsterilized hands and contaminated instruments, increasing infection risks. Dramatically, the ultimate horror occurred when Marie Antoinette collapsed from heat exhaustion and crowd pressure, her unconscious body becoming a spectacle for the assembled masses. These births literally became theatrical performances where human suffering was the main attraction. These extraordinary women developed survival strategies to endure this torture, accepting trauma as the price of wearing crowns. The heartbreaking irony was complete. Their most sacred moments became their most public humiliations. Theater seats arranged around birthing beds represented the ultimate violation. Stage lighting illuminating a woman's most vulnerable instant, while hungry eyes devoured her agony. So the next time you fantasize about royal life being all sparkling ballrooms and elegant banquets, remember that the real story is far more human, far more messy, and infinitely more heartbreaking than any fairy tale could ever capture.